Well, welcome back to NZ Halfass Kustoms. What are we doing on this episode? Well, right at the end of the last episode, if you watched it all, we found a Dodge. And I proceeded to pull it apart. So, yeah, that's what we're doing on this one. Yeah, wasn't quite the results we expected to find underneath, but that's the brakes. But anyway, we'll see you in the video. Right, cheers. There you go, guys. So, just getting back into work. The guy with the Dodge is basically on his way. He'll probably be a few minutes. He's got to apparently drop off a motor or something. Obviously he's been cleaning up the shed where this car was, so he's got to drop an old motor off to one of the vintage machinery places, clubs, and then he's going to bring the Dodge here. So I'll get myself sorted here, and yeah, we'll have it rolling in the shower, just sitting there, thrown up in the tripod, and we'll get it in. Well, yeah. I wish they actually took some crap out that didn't really need to be here. But anyway. Yeah. When we dig into this, I think we might find a bit more wrong on what's here, like, and what he was sort of thinking. He wants me to do the bodywork and paint, but yeah, there's a bit of fixing first, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, but yeah, I don't think he realises what's going to be. It's not too bad, I guess, but it's not that good either. So, yeah, it might be a bit more than what he thinks, I think. Like there, I'm going to have to rebuild all the door hinges. So we're getting into, it's kind of part and parcel, I guess, of doing body work, but, you know, like he's just saying, oh, you know, you just have to strip it back and paint it. You know, like obviously do a bit of body work, bit of rust repair. This side doesn't look too bad. It's a bit of rot in here. There's a bit rotted down there. Obviously there's rot in the bottom of the front guards. I wouldn't say they're straight, but they're pretty reasonable. They're not too beaten up. There's obviously a lot of surface on them. Got one headlight here. The other one and the lenses and stuff are down in that old drawer. Got another set of back guards if I need them. I don't know. I'm pretty hammered, but the running board's absolute junk. And the trim's absolute junk. Like, some of it can be saved, but like, I ain't spending hours and hours and hours and hours fixing that stuff for what I'm charging, you know what I mean? Like, if he wants to spend the money buying the bits, put them on, I'll put them on, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna, for what I've quoted him, I'm not gonna be fixing all that stuff for nothing, if you know what I mean. You know, the deal was paint and body work. I'm not doing any of the interior stuff. I will take this off. I will probably reuse what we can Obviously going to probably have to remake this back section to here. It's fine. The other piece doesn't look too bad. We'll see. We'll get all the old upholstery off it. Obviously we're going to have to get the back seat out of it, the bottom back seat out of it. This must be meant to be covered, I would say, by the looks of that. So that will just be cleaned up and sprayed body colour. Now it's going to be green again. He was talking about doing it blue, but it's dark green in here. If I can get it to clean up and get a half decent piece, I might better get a decent look at what colour it's meant to be. He wants it that darker green, which is a bit darker than what it is. So we'll have to get onto that pretty quick and get some paint ordered. Get all the, probably at least, it's going to be similar sort of thing to that, really. It's actually quite a bit smaller car. It's quite big. It's higher, taller. This is quite low. It's probably similar length, I guess, but at least this is all steel, so I don't know whether it makes it better or worse, because it's, you know, it's still a bit flippy floppy. I don't know why that's so wiggly. I'll find out when I dig into it. But this is all part of the body, so this is all going to have to be repaired underneath here. So it wasn't stuff I was expecting. It's not too bad, but you know, look, I'm going to have to try and, you know, I'm going to have to dig into this. So we're kind of, yeah, I don't know. There's more than 12 weeks working it, if you know what I mean. There is and there isn't. Because obviously I'm going to have to probably strip the gauges and everything in a dash. Hopefully it's not too bad to get out. So will we repaint this? We'll paint black. We'll take the gauges out, sit them aside, give them a quick, you know, we'll give them a polish up and whatever. Hopefully the steering wheel, we'll see. I don't want to have to redo that. We'll see. See what he wants to do. If he wants to spend the money on that, he can spend the money on that. I'll give it a sand up and re-clear it or whatever, and we'll give the aluminium a polish to centre. This here unboxed down here, so I'll pull the windscreen out. Like, he's going to have to get these rubber bits. Well, yeah, we'll see. It might be too bad to get. I'll get him to get them anyway. It saves me hunting for that sort of stuff. Yeah, because you can see all this stuff hammered on the side, it's all missing. So it's not going to have it. Yeah, that's all steel by the looks of it. Yeah, so they're all fucked, they'll be all remade. Yeah. Some of it's alright and some of it's beaten. Yeah, beaten worse. Worst thing is I couldn't get into the look at this thing very well. It was jammed in a garage with just shit built up around it everywhere, and I tried to get into to have a look at it. And it didn't look that bad, and it's not that bad, but you know, when you start digging into it and it's like, I just wish they'd just clean the crap out that wasn't meant to be here and just put the stuff back in there that could have been here. Like, I don't want all the convertible top stuff. Like, I'm not being paid to do that. That's something he can do later, or something he can pay for later. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But, yes. Because I don't want to be digging into all the suspension and stuff like that. It's not what I mean. I just don't know what he thinks he's paying for, if you know what I mean. This is a mess under here too. So yeah, they've never got it, never tried to get it running. So if I'm spending time getting it running, that's going to be extra on top. and whatever. Right, this is all out of adjustment. Like I'm not getting paid to fix this stuff, and that's what I don't know how much. I don't know whether he's trying to put it back on the road or whether he just wants it sort of just tarted up and running and driving. Not really sure. Like, it's not hard once we get all the stuff off to give this all a good de-scunge and whatever and treat it and give it a coat of paint, but yeah. Geez, it's a hell of a fucking, I guess it's an generator. Or was it the mag? No, it must be generator. That's generator there, isn't it? Or mag. Generator. Holy shit. That's way bigger than what's in the studio. And being only like a year different. This is 24. But anyway. Yes. I'll finish cleaning this out and then we'll have to start writing everything down. And as we'll pull it apart, I'll have to bag and tag everything. Door locks and door handles seem like they're all going to be working. Okay, hopefully. Don't mind cleaning something up and do another quick coat of paint, but yes. Anyway, like old spoons and shit in there don't impress me. Like, it's not hard to clean shit out. And they were jersey and shit. I shouldn't have to be getting rid of that crap. But anyway, we'll carry on. Alrighty, so the whole frame piece whole, because it's all one bit basically, and all that frame's all rotten all the way down here. So I'm going to have to replace that whole fucking piece from front to back by the looks of it, and half that in the structure. A chunk of the seat pan underneath. Look, I don't know what this side's like. It looks better. So yeah, like this is more than what I was pricing at, if you know what I mean. Like it was just originally, like I thought it was just this and a bit of this, you know, and a wee bit of rot in the, maybe in these, you know, in these pieces, but we weren't talking about, like I've got to get in here and clean this all up. We don't know what the pan in here's like. It's very stretched and bent. So the body's going to come right off anyway. So yeah, that side looks better. But yeah, we're going to at least be doing this whole piece. I'd say the bulk of it all the way down here, because it's all stuffed. So I'm going to have to make all that. And obviously all this outer piece, because it's all part of this. So we end up doing this whole section from front to back, inside and out. So yeah, like this is just more than a wee bit of body work and a little bit of rust. Like that's the whole structural section. This is just junk in here. Like we're basically, if we're going to do this piece, we may as well do the whole thing, because it's just as easy to make the whole pan as it is to make a section and fix it. I just cut it all out and do it. Yeah, and we haven't dived into here yet. But yeah, we'll have to get all these fenders and everything off, all mud guards, and assess all that. But I need some more, I don't realise there's that a CRC, otherwise I would have bought a couple cans of the day, or whatever you want to call it, WD-40, same thing. So I've started soaking all the bolts to hold the fenders on and guards on. I'll give them another soak in the morning. Yeah, and then we'll start pulling doors off. I'm going to have to do all these door hinges, and have to try and do something with them, because they're all hammered. So yeah, the doors don't look to be in bad shape. I think they'll be alright once I give them a clean up. There might be the odd spot in them, but I think that bit's going to be okay. You know, it should be okay. But yeah, that bit is trashed. Big time trashed. So yeah, I hope the chassis is okay underneath it. I'm going to lift the body off. And yeah, what are the balances like too? Well, I don't know. Hopefully they might be okay. Yeah, the running boards need remade. Bottom of the front fenders at the minimum. Bottom of there, that whole frame piece and the body. Bottom of the front seat. Stage. Possibly the bottom of this, because it's just so caved in. It's so caved in, and by the time I get it cleaned up, who knows what it's going to look like. It's had a lot of moisture in here. It just looks solid enough, but yeah, we will find out, I guess, tomorrow. We'll start getting this down a bit more, and yeah, we'll dig into it a bit more. Yeah, I don't think I'll try and get this apart and assess where I'm at, because yeah, what I've quoted ain't gonna fix that. Yeah, we're talking stripping the body off, you know, hammer and dialing, clean it up, paint the chassis, basically, you know, and like we're now heading into territory that like it's not going to be as difficult because I'm still not doing the mechanicals. I'll clean it up and we'll give it a coat of paint, possibly. You know, once we get the chassis and everything off, we'll obviously assess the situation. You know, we can clean all the chassis up and give the motor a good clean down, or degrease it, whatever, get some crap off it. But I don't want to be stripping it completely apart to paint all the bits, because I'm into a different level then. You know, we're going into a full restoration. As soon as I start touching all that shit, it's, you know, you're into a full restoration. If he wants to go through all the mechanicals and bits and pieces later on and start doing ball joints and all that sort of stuff, well, that's up to him. Look, I'll paint the wheels. You know, there's probably not much I can do with that centre cap unless he's got another one. You know, not much I can do there. We'll just clean that, pull the wheels off, respray the rims. I probably won't take tyres off. We'll see. We'll see what they're like to get off, because they won't be the nicest to get off. It's a bit of work getting them on and off, and if the tubes are parked and whatever, we can't get them back on. I don't think they've been on there terribly long. When I mean terribly long, like they mightn't have been on there 20 years. They may have been on there longer, I don't know. I'd have to find some date codes on them. They might have been on there longer than that. But, yeah. But that's just painted. Whether it was painted originally or not, I don't know. But it'll just be painted silver again. So, yeah. But anyway. Oh, now I know what that piece is for. I was wondering what that funny piece was for. But it's for the headlight. Because I thought it might have been something to do with that Wisconsin freaking motor piece. But no, it's not. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's amazing what you find when you start digging. Right, morning guys. So, we'll carry on, see if we can get this thing apart. I just sent some videos through to the owner. Hopefully get some shortly. I've just explained all what's going on under here, and just that it's going to be way more cost than we planned on. You know, the initial budget, it's way beyond that to rebuild all that part. It's a different kettle of fish than just stripping some paint off and cutting a bit of rust out of fenders and a bit of hammer and dolly work, you know, and cleaning out and painting it. It's way beyond that. But anyway, we'll see if we can get these fenders and stuff off, or mud guards, whatever you want to call them. I'll just been soaking all the bolts for a bit. So at least if we can get these black stuff off, I might jack it up. See if I don't know if I pull the wheels off, but just might have to, but I might soak the wheel nuts anyway. And see if we can get these off. And at least get some of this stuff off it. And maybe try and get the doors off. I probably won't pull the body off just straight away. Get all this stuff off it anyway. And then I might see if I can work out how the door hinges come off and try and start rebuilding them if possible. Yeah, so those other rear fenders that are here are no good to me. They're completely different. I thought they might have been, you know, a spare set off this thing, but obviously off something else completely. I don't know what they're off. But they definitely don't fit this thing. They're similar, but they're totally different. Yeah, wouldn't have a clue what they're off. They could be off anything. So yeah, they're no good to me. So they can go with the away with the upholstery and stuff when he comes and collects the other stuff. Don't need it. Carry on. Sorry, I just covered the Studebaker fairly well because I'm not going to do too much body work, if you know what I mean. Just move the camera a little bit. I'm not going to do too much body work, but I'm just going to assess bad spots. I'm just going to quickly assess the bad spots. Just see what we're dealing with on this. They look pretty solid, but I mainly just want to look in here. Just a quick assessment. Obviously, you know, we've got a little bit of rot in here, whatever, but generally they're pretty solid. They're in far better shape than any of the stuff was probably originally on that. Right, so I got the wheels off. Had one wheel nut that was being all rounded off at some point. Managed to get it off with a pair of vice grips, so we'll have to find one left hand wheel nut for an old Dodge. I'm going to have to, got one nut undone, the other ones, I can't get to the back one, it's too far up in there. It's an old square. So I haven't got anything to undo that, so we'll have to just cut them off. I'm going to have to repair the back of it anyway. So I'll cut those two nuts off, and then obviously we'll get the rest of it off, and then we'll assess the other side after lunch. So that's kind of where we're at. Most things we seem to be coming undone reasonably easy. Pretty fortunate, you know. We don't have that big salt problem like they do in a lot of countries, you know, in the winter where they've had a lot of salt in the roads, and I guess with it being garaged for quite a long time, obviously. It hasn't gone far, probably since the 60s, really. It's the bolts are reasonably free. That wheel bearing's absolutely knackered. This one here doesn't sound too bad, but if you're going to do one, you might as well do both. That's up to the customer. I don't mind doing it, but you know, we're finding out what needs to be done. But that one there's alright. That one's trashed. So yeah, but you know, yeah, we'll get the rest of the front fender off. We've got to get these out, I think, to get this off because it bolts down on top of it. It slips underneath here, so I'm hoping I might be able to get that and that out and slip it off. Hopefully I don't have to undo that, but if we have to, we have to. But yeah, it's not going to be too easy. Where'd that come from? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully we'll get this off. Obviously I'll undo the headlight and the headlight brace. I'll do that probably last. Well, I'll leave a couple of bolts in there, but pop that headlight off and then yeah, take the last couple out of there. So yeah, but that'll be after lunch. So slightly adjourned here, angle. I found some earplugs, so I'm going to put them in my ears so I don't have to wear fucking ear muffs. I need to get some more of these. I did. Right, cutting this for the green. Alrighty, so I had a couple of the ends of those stripper discs left. So I threw one on the cordless grinder just to try and clean up some shit. Because I noticed when I was wire brushing on the back of this, I could see body filler and down the bottom here. So all this has been all rotted away and it's been filled full of filler in places. So I'm going to end up having to put some sections in here. Obviously this needs repaired. Obviously all the bottom of that needs remade. The rest of it doesn't look too bad. I won't know until we get it fully cleaned up. I just started going through here and whatever, just cleaning it back, just to get an idea of how bad this was mainly. But yeah, there's some fairly good holes along here. So I'm probably going to have to replace this section, but I'm going to try and leave this if I can. And maybe just put a patch in here. And then try and maybe, we'll see, you might try and keep this piece here, but replace, this piece through here. Obviously may as well throw a new section on the bottom of that. So yeah, like I don't know about the rest of this here. It's the biggest thing, like it looks like it's really original, but it's been, sometime, I'm guessing in the 70s or 80s, when body filler was, first around. I don't know how long body fillers have been around, like plastic body filler. But yeah, it's been filled up. A lot of these bits have been filled up, so who knows what else I'm going to find. So I think I'll stop here now. See if we can get this other front fender off. Then I can throw the wheels back on and we can shuffle it back and forth a little bit to try and clean up, get some shit off the floor. Try and keep the place reasonably clean. Glad I covered that shit up. But yeah. So yeah, it just keeps building and building and building, like we thought, cut the back off this, rebuild that, but now we're fixing this and, who knows what else. So yeah, we'll just, one thing leads to another. We haven't dug into the chassis yet. Yeah, it should be okay, but, we don't know. But, yeah, we'll try and get this finished, getting this one off. Well, start taking this one off, I guess, and get that running board off, because it's got to come off to take the fender off. The running board bolts actually go down through the back of it. That's why I took the other one off. I was going to leave it there, but I realised that I actually got to take that off before I could sort of take this off. It's either you got to lift it up, if you know what I mean, to get it out. So yeah, we'll carry on doing that. I might just come back to you when I've done that. I've done enough of videoing today. Heaps of freaking high speed. There'll be heaps of stuff for me just working. A bit of music in the background, but yeah. I think she's going to get way uglier and lots more repairs before we get it down to bare metal. Unfortunately, it's way worse than they ever thought, and the family ever thought. So yeah, I hope I don't pull it all pieces and then they just pull the pin, because I'm gonna have to charge them for what I've done. Like you kind of can't leave it, like that. I'm pulling it apart to get it ready for restoration, and if they pull the pin and decide they don't want to do it because it's going to be too much money, well, I don't know, what do you do? Unless they decide, well, you do what you can do with X amount of dollars and then we'll hit it again later, sort of type thing. But yeah, I don't know who else putting money in, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's going to be quite a bit more than we originally talked, unfortunately, for them. Yeah, because I can't do it for free. Unfortunately, so yeah, she just noticed that I didn't take much notice that there was no window through here, so yeah, even that's going to be remade as well. That's not a biggie, but it's another piece. It's going to be picked and wound off. So we're going to pick all this piece out of here, put that in there from underneath, weld it on, and then put the bottom piece in. So it's just another piece, you know, another piece of steel got to pay for. Oh well. Carry on. Righty, so I got this side stuff off too. Obviously we'll get the valance off probably tomorrow and then loosen the body. Obviously going to have to try and get in here and work out what I need to undo to get the body off. And whatever, but I just you really need to talk to the owner, I guess, and just see what he wants to do, or the owners, the family, and just see where they want to go next, because I don't want to start doing a whole heap of work and then they pull the pin on the job. I don't think they will, but you never know, you know. It might all of a sudden become too much of a hassle. But yeah, we are heading in the right direction as far as getting the part. I think, you know, we're a body bolt here, so one back here, same the other side obviously. I'm not sure about further forward than that. I don't know yet. Haven't discovered where they are. I'm guessing there's probably one right up the front here somewhere. Not 100% sure. May come in from the underneath, don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping there's only another couple of bolts up here somewhere, and then we can sort of lift the body and go from there, I guess, or at least get the body loose so I know it will come up, and then we can obviously get some of this other stuff out of the road, like speedo cable and bits and pieces. That's actually interesting. I didn't realise the speedo cable went down through the centre there like that. Just runs down the middle of the car. It's pretty, I suppose it was the quickest way there, wasn't it? Yeah. Undo all that stuff. We'll at least get the speedo cable in and everything loose. So at least if we pick the body up, probably pull the gauges out and whatever. Yeah, I guess loosen the, there's only a couple of bolts in here for the column. Get the rest of the floor out so the body can be lifted off if we go that far. At least then, you know, we can start on getting repaired. Obviously I want to try and see if I can get the doors loose before I go that far too. Before I start undoing body bolts, I think I'll make sure I can get the doors off. Look how these top hinges work. I don't really know. And yeah, see what's going to be done to them. But yeah, bit of a mystery. And yeah, go from there, I guess. Work out why. God, look at the freaking state of that down there. I think that's because it's been all shoved in there, so I'm going to have to try and straighten all that door out, which ain't going to be fun because that's all enclosed, so I'm probably going to have to, I don't know, pick the skin off or something. I have to do something that's pushed in heaps, which would do that and straighten all this out. But yeah, yes, yeah, I might pay to get the windscreen and everything out of there too. I think it's only a couple of bolts, so it's not such a biggie. That should just slide out when I lift the windscreen off. But yeah, we are getting there. Another day mucking around, and I think we'll have it pretty loose and ready to go. It'll come off. It takes a while to get all these. I had to cut all these ones off too. They just, you can't get in there to get them. Haven't got the square I know some of those old square sockets are available, but yeah, I don't have them. And the running boards are short, so to cut through the bolts is not a biggie. Hopefully we might be able to salvage these aprons because it's got that shape in it. It actually kicks out here. Hopefully they're not too bad. If we have to put the odd patch in, it won't be too bad, but because yeah, otherwise I'm going to be making some big patterns to make them. Almost need to make that out of like a big pattern out of hardwood or something like, not hardwood, probably ply, to sit that over and pull that down and beat that over and then beat that flat again to get that shape. Or find a big rolled, like a bead roller that I can have that shape or something. Yeah, but anyway, if they're salvageable, they're salvageable. I think they should be, but it's just how much repair do we have to do to save them because they've got that sort of intricate shape in them. Anyway, I'll catch you later on. I'll keep working for a bit longer here and get a bit of shit cleaned up, get all the crap off the floor, I think. Or at least have a rough sweep up, pick up all the bolts that are still down here. And yeah, we'll go from there. And probably start again tomorrow by the time I've cleaned up and sorted a little bit of crap out and get the wheels on it again. Well, I mightn't throw the wheels on tonight, but yeah. Well, yeah, we need a bit of a clean up here. Right guys, so I think I'll make this the end of this video. Not 100% sure on that, but yeah, poor Arco was a bit worse for wear than we originally thought. As I've said probably quite a few times in the video, we just keep finding more rust. It's a lot of places we never thought. It's a lot of places you sort of think, oh, you might be a little bit of a hole here or there, whatever, might have to put a little patch in somewhere just to tidy something up, but it's becoming major work. Huge rebuild. Like, that's all gone. Underneath the seat's gone. The brace, actually, that piece of the seat's gone. We're probably, all this section's going to be rebuilt. Who knows, behind here, we haven't had a good look at that, haven't cleaned it up yet. Don't know about this either. Yeah, this is all rotten in here. This is all rotten in here. It's all rotten in here. It's been bodged up. We don't know what's going on in these pieces yet. Obviously, with rust in here. We're going to do something with these, whether we remake them or repair them, because have got some, I wouldn't say tricky shapes, but you've got to have the tooling to make them the original way. Now we've got a lot of extra work in these front fenders now. They're all rotten in here. We knew that was there. That was quite obvious, but and this one here is going to be the same. I guarantee it. And the picture of the rear fenders there's going to be more holes in them than we thought. They're not too bad. We know that the fronts where they run into the running boards are going to be replaced, but we haven't had a really good hunt yet. But and I haven't even looked at the bonnet and stuff yet. Obviously these are completely shot. There's quite a bit of work in remaking them to make them look factory. Like it's all that's all one piece. It's all bent like that. I could probably do that. We'll see. It's a bit of work in making that because it's all folded, and then that piece is put on top. Obviously we're not going to be able to repair or replace any of that unless he gets some stuff cast and finds the bits. But yeah, anyway, we'll call it here, possibly, and if not, we'll see you later on. If not, we'll see you in the next video. So again, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, if you need welding gas, go see the boys at Cool Gas. The If you're in New Zealand, yep.
Go see these guys. They'll look after you. Cool gas. New Zealand.